Hey, hope you're doing well. I'm glad you found your way to this video. You received the email and a link to the video because you're involved in our Sunday school classes here at Fredonia Hill, and just want to say thank you so much for being a participant, for being a leader in our classes. This is such an important part of the discipleship process here at Fredonia Hill, and so we're so grateful for you and for the time that you spend each and every week getting ready for Sunday schools, participating in Sunday schools. And what I want to do is just kind of recap some of the stuff that we went over last night in our Sunday school leaders training. Now, some of you just weren't able to be there, and that's fine. And then some of you didn't even really know that it happened, and that's okay too. That's because your name has been added to our list just really recently, and so we're still identifying who our leaders are and who's involved. So if you missed, that's okay. That's what this video is for. We're going to get you everything you need in order to be successful in Sunday school. So I just want to go over those things today. And on the email, you're going to have a link to this packet. This is our Sunday school packet. It'll be a PDF for you, but this should have all the details of our structure for Sunday school. Now, we're not changing a bunch here. What I'm just trying to do is create a structure of support and help for you as you lead in Sunday school classes. So please do me a favor, and if you can, just make sure you read through this. I'm going to go over some highlights really quickly, but lots of detail is in here, and my contact information is as well. So if you have any questions about anything you read, please make sure and look that up and give me a call or send me an email, and I'd be happy to work through any questions you have. The first couple of pages, the first one is about the role of a teacher, and then the second one is about the role of that's teacher. The role of a director. And these are the two main roles we want to try and establish in every Sunday school class. Now, all of our classes are not there yet. We're getting there. This is a process. Be patient. We want to help you build these roles in your classes. But what we want is we want two teachers in every class. And a teacher's role is to teach the Word of God. We want this to be very Bible study based. And so you're going to be teaching through the Gospel Project, but we want teachers to concentrate on teaching. So we want two teachers in every class so that theoretically you're going to be preparing to teach every other week. Now you guys can divide up the teaching however you want, but we want it to be a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split, or a 70-30 split. We don't want any more than 70-30 because we want to really make sure that we have longevity for our teachers and that you have adequate time to prepare and teach. And please, use props, use PowerPoints, be excellent in your teaching. You already are, and so we just encourage that. But we want teachers to really focus on teaching. The details of the teaching job are listed again in the packet. The second job that it identifies is the role of a director. Now, a director is going to be your main administrator in your class. Most classes probably already have someone that is functioning like this. We just want to make sure that everybody understands what it is. And that we're calling it the same thing. So a director is your main administrator. Their job is to really know all the different elements that need to happen in a Sunday school class. So they need to know what needs to be communicated, what announcements are coming up, what the class is involved in. They need to help work with the teachers to make sure that announcements get made, that roll gets taken, that the next social event that's coming up, that everybody's prepared for that. They're going to be the main administrator of their class. So what they need to be able to do is they need to be able to identify tasks that need to happen, and then they also need to be able to delegate to other leaders. So we don't expect the director to do everything. We want them to delegate to other leaders in the class in order to fulfill the tasks needed for Sunday school. So you may have like a social coordinator, where somebody that once a quarter is organizing some sort of social event for your group. You may have an outreach director in your class, and the director is going to establish that person, and they're going to plan ways that your class can be involved, maybe in something like Sunday in the Park, or something that we're doing as a church, or another avenue where your class can be serving missionally. So the director is going to help establish those positions and then ensure that those things are actually happening. We want to start there. So those are the three main roles: two teachers and a director. We want to try to start there and establish that in every single class. My goal is to have every class with those roles by November 1st. So that's what we're really hoping to do. We're going to be going through the Gospel Project, so everybody will be on the same page, and we hopefully will have two teachers and a director in every role. So again, read through this packet. The other things that are in there is the general class structure. So this is going to give you the timing of every class. There's contact information. If both teachers are going to be out on a Sunday, we need to know about that, and we need to know who's planning on substitute teaching, or we're going to have a pool of substitute teachers that we can fill that role. And if you have any need, we're going to try to minimize this, but if you have any need for to not be teaching through your curriculum on that given Sunday, we need to know about it. That's for pastoral accountability. That's for your protection as well. We need to make sure that in every class, the gospel is being preached. And so if you have a plan that you need to, let's say you had a team go to Haiti and they came back and you wanted your class to hear how Haiti was, let us know that on that week you're planning on having members of that team in your Sunday school class share about Haiti. We're more than happy to do that. We just need to know what's going on. So you would need to contact me for things like that. And all that information is here. And then the last thing is the class overview. Just lets you kind of see what classes we have and what's going on. The last thing I want to draw your attention to is a couple more files that are attached on your email. The first one is, it looks like this, and it is it's a teaching schedule. So this is the example. This is the Spradley and Libram teachers, and so this is for their class. And here you'll see there is the date, there is the teachers, and then over here is what the curriculum is for that given week. So again, this will be at a gospel project, and this is our schedule for our Sundays. And what we need for you to do is we need you as a teaching team to print this out and then circle or highlight, tell us who's teaching when. So you'll know to do this based on your calendars. And again, nothing more than a 70-30 split in terms of your teaching, but let us know who's teaching when. We're going to be keeping a master calendar to make sure that we've got everybody covered. If you are in a class where you're the only teacher and it's just your name on here, what we need you to do is go through and cross out your name in times where you're not going to be there on that Sunday. That helps us know when we absolutely are going to have subs as we're helping you build in another teacher. So if it's 2 names or 3 names, go ahead and highlight the teacher for the week. If it's just 1 name, cross out your name where you're not going to be able to be there. And that sheet is front and back. Just do the best you can. And if that changes, you're just going to need to let us know. The other thing we need you to fill out is a little sheet like this. The top is just leader identification. So you know your classes better than anybody else. And so we need you to put your name here at the top, and that'll just tell us whose class this is, who's filling this out. And then who do you recommend as leaders? If there's potential leaders in your class, you see somebody has a teaching gifting, write them down. You see somebody that you think would be a great director, they're a good administrator, they're super friendly and great with people in the class, they could be a great director. Or you may just say, you know what, I don't know exactly what role they'd fill, but they would be great leaders. Go ahead and put their name down in other and let us know who those people are. Okay, so that's just leader identification because we want to help you build the structure and the personnel in your class. The bottom part, this is super, super important. So as I mentioned, we're doing the Gospel Project curriculum. That's just to have everybody on the same page. And what we need to know is what format you want the teaching guide, and if you want student guides, and then what format you want your student guides in. So the first question is, do you want your teacher guide to be a paper or digital format? Gospel Project allows us to do an ebook, so we can send you your teaching guide as an ebook. If you prefer that way, then we're more than happy to do that. They also have a paper copy, so it's a booklet that we'll get periodically. I believe it comes out every quarter, and we'll be able to just hand you that paper book. But we need to order books, and we need to order ebooks if you want them. So please make sure and fill this out, and then let us know. The second question is if you want student guides. And let me tell you a little bit about that. It's called a personal study guide. And the idea is that people would read this and answer some questions and prepare for the class ahead of time. So if your class is super question and answer based, if you're really having a lot of discussion in your class, you may want them to be prepared for that discussion ahead of time. If so, you're going to want to use the personal study guide. They are going to prepare beforehand, and it's going to be pretty much you just facilitating conversation. Most of our classes are not like that. Most of it is a master teacher. You may ask a couple of questions during your class, but basically you're standing up and for 30 minutes you're teaching. If that's you may not need the personal study guide. We don't want to order them. just to have them. If your class isn't actually using it, if you're not using it to teach, then we don't want to order it. So let us know whether you want it or not. If you do want it, it's the same scenario. We have paper copies, and then we can also get an ebook. So you may just want to ask your class if they're interested in having it. If they are, who would want paper, who would want digital? And we can change this as we go, but we just need you to let us know that. So fill this out, and both of these sheets you can complete and turn back into the office on a Sunday morning. If you want to drop them in the offering boxes, you can do that. That's a way to get it to us, or hand it to us, or come by the office, or you can scan and email these back to us, whichever is easiest for you. So again, thank you so much for helping out with our Sunday schools. And again, my contact information is in the packet. It's got my cell phone number, and you can call or text, and then email as well. I'd be happy to answer any questions. But we get kicked off on September 3rd, so review this information. Make sure you get that stuff back to me. Organize with your classes, and I'll be in touch with you soon. Thanks so much.